Okay, thanks you guys for coming on to the Social Media Challenge first Zoom call. We are super excited. Myself and Heather Aiello decided to run this Social Media Challenge right after New Coach training this time. And the entire goal of the SMC was to not be a traditional coach training. And I feel, Heather, do you agree? We've accomplished that.
I agree, with the help of our great group that we've had.
We've had such a great group, and a lot of coaches struggle with, I think the biggest struggle is social media, and we ebb and flow, and yet it's the biggest driving vehicle of our businesses. So I think to find your voice in your social media, find your platform, establishing your value, those are all things that we've worked on that have brought us to tonight. So tonight we have Beth Krasicki joining us. Thank you, Beth. Beth is one of Brian Saunders' coaches. She is part of Team Homegrown, Building Business Bodies. Nice little plug for you there. And she's been doing great. Her business is really ramped up, and she's on her way to being a diamond. And we asked Beth tonight to join us to show us some Pinterest, because as we've done this group, we've tried to progress our apps and grow our social media platforms. And so a lot of you are really getting strong in Instagram and Facebook. Those are kind of the two that people start to tend to start with. And then they start to think about areas that they want to grow into, and that can be Pinterest, blogging, YouTube, and I'm going to touch on blogging and YouTube after this. But we asked Beth to do a Pinterest show and tell Q&A, because Pinterest is really up and coming for Beachbody coaches right now, and I think it's an amazing platform. Beth has been really successful in it, so I'm going to give it to Beth. And before I let her go, I want this to be interactive. We've got like some main points she's going to cover, but feel free to raise your hand, and I'm probably going to interrupt her and ask her questions. The more interactive, just like our group, the better, the more you guys will learn. So I'm sure if you guys have the question, somebody else does. So with that being said, Beth is going to screen share. Take it away, girl.
Okay, so hold on. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. So I'm going to log on to Pinterest. And here's usually the first thing that you see. And it's basically, it's like Facebook. It's a wall or stream of your interests. Okay? And so
Beth, do you pick your interests?
Yeah. When you start a new account, you can pick and choose what you're interested in. So that's a good question. Okay, here is my Pinterest board, or my Pinterest, and it's got all these various boards that I've been working on. This, I would safely say, really taps into my personality and things that I'm interested in, even art, etc. But the whole point of this meeting, honestly, is to tell you guys why Pinterest is different, and or why maybe you might want to use it. And for businesses now, I would safely say Pinterest is a portal, a visual portal to get information. Like,
Oops, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
So, for example, my 21-day fix board, I've already sent people to my Pinterest account and my board. And my whole point was to inform people about 21-day fix. I have a YouTube on there, that's mine. And then I have all kinds of like motivation, recipes. Here's a great visual of how to prep meals, etc. My whole point for Pinterest is to send people to my blog. So, for example, So for example, here's my personal picture from my blog. And if I click on it, then basically click again, it will send you to my 21-day fix page on my blog. That is an example of why so many businesses are using Pinterest right now.
So you can drive traffic to the medium of your choice.
Yeah, yeah.
So can you walk us through, Beth? Like we talked about showing them how to create a board from scratch. Beth is going to be responsible and do an ultimate reset board. I wanted to do 21-day fix approved alcoholic drinks. We're going to do ultimate reset.
Okay, so to start a new board, there's actually 2 different ways that you can do it. You can go to your wall per se, and if you notice right here, it says create a board. This is on the computer, so I can click on it and I can title it. So I'm trying to do this as fast as I can.
So real quick, while you're doing that, how do you invite someone to see your Pinterest? Do you like send them a link? Do they search your name, or how do you invite someone?
You can, Heather, you can send people the direct link, which I've already done like within my challenge groups, especially my free challenge groups. And people can honestly just search for you. If you just use your name, then people can just search. Okay, so here's our dummy like ultimate reset board. Basically up here where it says search, this is what I usually do. And because I actually want to start one.
Ooh, tempeh is a big thing on the ultimate reset.
Yep. So yet again, here is everything after I did a search for ultimate reset. This is everything, you guys, that pops up. All this different information. So let's see. Ultimate reset, Southwestern veggie taco. So if I wanted to, what I would do now is pin it. And then I gotta go, you have to scroll through it.
And those are all your boards. These all the okay, good.
Yeah, these are all my boards, and I can also show you guys some of the most popular ones. So then you just click pin it. Ta-da! If you want, you can click on the like up right here in the left area, and what that does is much like Facebook. After you like something, it will show up in your feed. So all of your friends on Facebook, or sorry, Pinterest, will then see everything that you've liked. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to figure that out. In fact, I was pretty sure that some of my friends who were following me were probably irritated with me because I was liking everything. And then it was like this mass, like, art, fashion, food related stuff. So it just went on and on.
Hey, so Beth, okay, so you typed in ultimate reset and up came all these other pictures and from other people's boards. Can you create your own picture?
You can. So let's say that might be a complicated process. Because
That's fine. I'm just curious if you can.
You can. Let me go back to my blog really quick.
Well, basically what you do, you would go to any type of link and then pin it, right? So like your blog, so if you want to get it back to you, you would pin your post. You would share it on Pinterest or whatever, pin it on Pinterest.
Exactly, and even Pinterest now, depending upon which web browser you use. Do you see, I use Chrome. So up here in the right, there's a little pin, a little P. So I just click on this P. And now it's going to ask me from my homepage on my blog which picture I want to put where. And then
that's cool.
that's where I would decide which board I would want that
So
to go.
we could do that from Beachbody, Team Beachbody pages, recipes, stuff like that.
Exactly. In fact, Beachbody's Pinterest boards are amazing. They're a wealth of information right now. Huge.
If we logged in on our Team Beachbody and we're at the first page, not the online office, and we pinned something from there, would they link back to our website? Do you know? Or just to Beachbody?
Just to Beachbody, unless
Okay.
I would say you have to have a picture directly somewhere that you would want
Yeah.
to drive people to.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you have, for example, if you have a YouTube channel, notice that I had on the 21 Day Fix board, I had a YouTube where I had talked about how I was putting together my lunch. It's basically like a demonstration of me using the container.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Can we go back to your boards, Beth?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked you the other day how, like, let's say someone likes your 21 day, can you follow up with them?
Yes. So the way you can do that is, yet again, notice right here is my name, and there's this 9. Those are like my notifications, so to speak. And if you click on that, and there's the U. These are all the people so far. Look, Stacy Fulmer and several others liked my 21 Day Fix pin. Let's click on it. So it was this one.
And Stacy, oh, sorry, go ahead.
So to answer your question, basically what I could do if I wanted to, I could search this pinner out, Stacy Fulmer, and I can send her a message.
Sweet.
So you can send messages to people over Pinterest.
You can say, hey, Stacy, you just landed on the best Beachbody coach ever. You should be my new customer.
Exactly. I was pleasantly surprised. My 21 Day Fix board, like you just saw or noticed, maybe 48 people repinned that same pin. That's 48 people. I've had a lot of people repin stuff from my raw food board already. My clean eating. And I don't even think that there's that many pins, but it's a start, because if you scroll down, if you keep going and going and going, I have a healthy eating and cooking board. It's got 110 pins. But 110 pins honestly isn't very much, because you can create a board with like 20 pins in like 20 minutes. Honestly, it does not take long at all. If you have an iPhone, you literally can just sit there, and it's almost as if you're zoning out, and you like this, you like that, and you can pin. It's so fast.
Beth, have you gotten any customers from this?
And well, to answer your question directly, I use Pinterest basically to direct people to my blog. That is by my choice. Otherwise, I could get customers if I wanted to, because I could send them a message, as you saw, directly from Pinterest. But that Pinterest is not going to be a form of social media that I will use often. It's going to be Facebook, Instagram, and I do believe I need to continue to focus more on YouTube. So, and then as I continue to upgrade my blog and YouTube, I can start pinning that stuff to Pinterest, etc.
And you can drive them to your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Yeah, because
that's where my focus is right now.
Everything's becoming so visual, and people want the interaction of a face. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Does Amy Silverman have a Pinterest?
She does.
I want to see it. Can we see it?
When I looked a while ago, Melanie Mitro has a great Pinterest, and I'm following her. So if I search for Amy Silverman, that's like all the pins related to her, but check this out. That's actually a good question. So this is all pins, your pins, then you search pinners. This is how people would search for you or me, etc. So there's lots of, so there she is.
Huh. Interesting.
There's obviously she's created a board about Oregon.
Right. I'm sure Melanie Michos is really good. I can imagine it. It seems to be like right up her style and her style of media.
And then I'll click pinners.
So what does the pinner thing mean? I don't get it.
So, well, if you start an account, then you become a pinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a good question. Let's see. That's not the right one. Well, maybe.
Interesting.
Interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna search for Beachbody. Watch. You want to do Team Beachbody Network or Beachbody?
Let's go Beachbody. Although I would like the Coach Network. Well, I can go later and look at the Coach Network.
When I created my Shakeology board, I repinned from Beachbody's Shakeology, like just because their Shakeology board is awesome. There's recipes, there's transformation pictures. It's a wealth of information.
So Beth, let's say I decided to create a Pinterest under Inspired Fitness. I could link it right from my, I could have a little Pinterest button on my website, and we could have the Inspired Fitness Pinterest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's called a widget, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have a quick question, Beth.
Okay.
So I have Pinterest and I'll pin stuff. Like for my daughter's first birthday, I pinned a bunch of stuff that I never did, but, and people saw it on Facebook and they were like, oh, I loved what you pinned and I'm like, how are you seeing this? Do you get that a lot too, that people see what you're pinning via Facebook?
Okay. So actually, Heather, that's a great question because, Jen actually asked me something similar when we talked prior. So I believe that I was educated that you should use different social media for different reasons or different purposes. And when I was trained, basically one of the things that was advised of me at first is to not have all of your social media connected until maybe you figure out which ones you want to be connected or which ones you want to keep separate for separate purposes. And I actually have had people on my friends list whom, when I first started using Pinterest, they actually remarked that they were irritated because they could see all of my pins. So it's something to kind of weigh, like, do you want to use Pinterest and connect it to Facebook, which is fine. That's very cool. Or, I think that's a personal choice, if that answers your question.
Yeah, definitely does. And I think, go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I think it's a great thing when it's Beachbody related that people see it, but I do think that, I was like at 10 o'clock at night pinning, and it was popping up and I didn't even know it was. So you can't even like control how often your viewers on Facebook see your pins. So I don't know. I'll have to like look into that and see if there is a way to control it, because I like that it's linked, but I don't want to aggravate all my Facebook people.
Right.
Beth, you're saying you can unlink them? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine that similar to like Instagram, where you can choose whether to go to Facebook or not, that you can link and unlink. So like for me, once in a while, I also have been of the school that social media platforms should be separate. And once in a while I'll link my Instagram to my personal Facebook, but not all the time.
Yep.
But yeah.
See, and that's a personal choice that I made too at first. I would say about 7 years ago when I first started using Instagram, I made a personal choice to have it separate from Facebook because at the time I didn't know why I was using it really. And then I figured out that I wanted it to be for when I traveled or good pictures or me just playing around. And now obviously it's more fitness driven, etc. So I've changed kind of like the focus.
Beth, I was like, who's Leah who wants to run with me? I'm like, I do want to run, but I don't know who's Leah.
I have a comment and a question.
Go ahead, T.
My comment is, I believe there's probably a way on Facebook where it's only you that sees your Pinterest activity and no one else. I would assume. Because like pretty much all your information on Facebook, you can choose whether you want it to be public or only you. So I would assume that if your Pinterest is linked through your Facebook, you can make that decision. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, my question is, like, let's say I have a customer who's interested in Shakeology and I have like a pinned board and I just want them to see things that I've pinned. So can you send them a link just to that board?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you can share the board with people too. Absolutely.
So like, have you done that with customers that are interested in the 21 day? Because that would probably be like super fast and quick.
I have. This was something that I talked recently too about with Jen. People have actually complimented me for the fact that I sent them to Pinterest where they could be educated more on the program and or even different types of foods. I had 4 people when I referred them to my Pinterest boards remark, that was so super helpful. Thank you. And by the way, I loved this recipe on this board of yours, etc. So it works. It's nice.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else anyone else wants to see? Because I'm going to have her on screen share. I can't see everybody, so.
Are there any other questions? Because there is actually another way that you can create a board. It's a little more complicated. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say this is kind of like the home area. And let's say I wanted to start a board on protein-powered food. So I'd click on pin it. And if I scroll yet again all the way down right here, look right here, it says create a board.
Oh, that's it?
You'd go through the same like process that I already showed. It's just a different way. And you can easily do this on a phone. Piece of cake.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Is there anything else, Beth, that you wanted to touch on before I have you on screen share?
No, I think the most important thing to know is originally I think Pinterest was created for people who are visual, and where the internet has become so huge that people don't even really know where to go anymore. And so you can go to Pinterest, and a visual learner like myself, and I can find something like that. And yet again, it's like a portal to information. But I think for businesses, they're going to start trying to figure out the main demographic that's using this. And I'm not a total advertising or marketing expert, but I'm guessing that a huge demographic for this, so as you're creating your boards, might be people to consider like Melanie Mitro, or people who are like super crafty, or I am crafty, but I never have time. And I think you have to think of the demographic, and it's changing, but a lot, I would say maybe people who are visual, people who are hands-on, people who yet again, maybe stay-at-home moms, a lot of that. And I mentioned I'm not a complete advertising and marketing expert, but I have a feeling that that's a big demographic. Huge.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my last little bit of information.
Thank you, Beth.
Hey Beth,
I have a question.
I have a question for you.
Wait, will you just screen share, Beth, so that we can see everybody,
Okay,
please? Unless, oh yeah.
there we go.
Hey Beth,
Yeah.
so if you repin something that somebody else created, people when they search for something, will they find it on your board?
Oh no. William, what are you doing? Are you there?
Hey Beth,
Yeah, sorry, my internet connection's a little weird.
okay.
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, so if you repin something, and if somebody searches for it, they'll find it on your board?
They may, yeah, because as you noticed, the different like search functions. So it said all pins or pinners or boards, etc. So all different kinds of information will pop up.
So if they find it on your board and then they click on it for more information, it'll drive them to the original pinner? Is that how it works?
That's actually an excellent question. It'll drive them to either the website or blog or wherever the information originally came from.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why my main purpose for Pinterest is to drive people to my blog. It will take a while, but I want to drive them to my blog.
So I came to the meeting late, so I may have missed this. How exactly, I love Pinterest. I use it all the time for my personal self. Yeah. So how are you driving people to your blog when you're pinning other people's pins from their blogs is my question. How do you redirect them? I'm sorry if I missed that.
That's perfect because basically there's a function where when you're doing your pin, you can edit. Okay. And it looks like a little pencil. Mm-hmm. Edit, and you can send people, because usually people might read the description, so you can type in a description about your blog or your website address. You can even do your contact information if you want to.
Okay, so just in the little comment area where you comment, that's where you put your little plug.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I
think
also the part that Beth went over was that she's pinning from her blog too. It is linking to her blog. That's one of her main. Yeah, that was the part in the beginning that you might have missed a little bit.
Okay.
And same with your YouTube, right, Beth? You're pinning from your YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now, can we pin like videos from our back office?
Now, see, that's a good question. I haven't tried. I would actually be interested to see if somebody would try and if somebody would let us know on the.
I'll try.
Try it, because
I will.
I have a feeling the answer would be yes. Actually.
Yeah, I would. It makes sense that would work. You know.
Yeah, because it's not like it's private. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it might have to be pinned from not the back office, but from when you log in a Team Beachbody, all the videos that you see and the recipes. I think if you pin from there, it'll probably link to your website, but I don't know. I'm going to play around with it too. Okay.
Yeah, play around. Somebody should play around.
Cool.
That's awesome. Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Beth.
So, to tie everything up, a lot of, as we've moved forward in this challenge and we've expanded now into what's the next direction as a coach, I think that Beth hit on this too. It's really about, Alyssa launched her blog today, and it was not, what is it, Alyssa? I'm sorry. I commented on it too. Healthy, not wealthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Healthy, not wealthy. And I was like, why not be wealthy, well healthy, and be a beach buddy? But, and so clearly Alyssa's calling is she wants to blog, because to some people, creating a blog is like oh my God, that seems so overwhelming. And vice versa. Some people are like, oh my God, Pinterest is not my next calling. I want to focus on YouTube. And, I think that Beth really hit on it, that it's really important to figure out what are you wanting to use this next platform for? Where do you want to expand your business into? And based on where you want to expand, what is the best platform for that? And then venture into that area. And to remember that, Beth touched on this also, that it's about your audience. Keep in mind who is going to be repinning your post, or who's going to be reading healthy, not wealthy, which goes into the whole student thing, which I totally adore. It's so cute. So I think that's really important. And also, just to tie in from the whole last week and a half of all the things we've done in this social media challenge, is that it's really, at the end of the day, it's really about you and where you're strongest. If you are not strong right now in video making and you're not a natural and you don't adore it and love it, like Heather Aiello isn't in love with video making yet, so maybe YouTube isn't her next venture, but maybe Pinterest is. And also to keep an open mind that as your business grows, so will the need for your social media platforms. You might think right now, oh my God, I can't even imagine having a YouTube channel. That's how I was a year ago. And then I finally started making one, and I'm so thankful I did. I think that if it's something in an area where you think you might want to grow, it's not like you have to be a pro at it tomorrow.
Susie,
yeah.
Why are you thankful you did?
Why what?
Why are you thankful that you made a YouTube channel?
Well, what I was saying was that I'm so thankful I started it when I did, because even though I wasn't totally ready to post to YouTube every single day, it allowed me to slowly build it over time. And then before you know it, it's a year down the road and you have an official channel happening. So maybe Pinterest isn't something that you're ready to dive into full-heartedly every day, but to start to play around with it. And I'm thankful because it gives me another platform to venture out into now when I am ready. I'm comfortable in my Instagram. I'm comfortable in my Facebook. I'm comfortable posting every day, and taking another platform on like Pinterest or YouTube doesn't seem so overwhelming to me. So I think that the whole concept of waiting until you're ready, we're never really ready. So a lot of you had questions about YouTube channels. They're great. Yeah, Brian.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for you on YouTube. I want to know what it's done for you. I want to know how it's helped your business.
It's definitely helped my gym business, which I own a gym for those of you who don't know. And in turn of driving traffic to my gym, it's driven traffic to myself as a coach. For example, like my PIO videos, I actually got in trouble by Beachbody Corporate in the beginning because I had like 51,000 hits on one of my PIO routines in like 2 weeks. I mean, it was off the hook. And when I took it down, I got all these people contacting me. I'm Judy from Texas. I watch your PIO every day. Where did you go? And I'm like, holy crap. So I got to talk to Judy and tell her all about in-home PIO. So that was awesome. So, yeah, and then I post a lot of I do a lot of P90, a lot of Beachbody programs. I post little snippet videos. And so then at the bottom of that YouTube, just like Pinterest, I drive them to my website. It's another vehicle for my business.
To your gym website?
Yes, but if I didn't own a gym, I would drive them to my Beachbody Coach website. Because on my website, you can reach me as a coach. So it's like the end-all be-all.
I do have a comment, though, on your YouTube channel as to how it's benefiting. It's really beneficial to me, and I'm sure more downline that knows of Jen's channel, but I think I love the idea of sending people to Pinterest and YouTube because it's more personal as opposed to the videos that Beachbody may post. And I've actually sent videos of Jen's to some of my downline, like how to rank advanced emerald, how to rank advanced to diamond. And it's really nice to give them, first of all, it's my sister, my upline coach. And secondly, there's so many videos of so many different topics, and it's not just like a really long video that's boring and has too much information at one time. So all the videos that she's created for specific groups over time have really been helpful for me. So, yeah.
In the YouTube, I would screen share, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. In the YouTube, you can break out your videos. You can create playlists. So you could go to my YouTube channel. You guys should all subscribe to my YouTube channel. But I have broken down into playlists. So there's a TRX playlist. There's a PIO playlist. There's a playlist called Silliness. There's a playlist called Bloopers, which gets tons of hits. And then there's a playlist called Beachbody Training Videos. And obviously, coaches, I use those all the time. It's really helped me in my coaching business evolve as a leader and help my downline. Like, I've been able to help Heather, and I've been able to record Getting Started Right calls and share them with you guys. The other thing about creating a YouTube channel is that as you guys start to create videos as coaches, you want a home for all of them, and your phone just isn't a good place. Like, your phone is gonna eventually die, and you're gonna have to get a new phone. So to create a library of your Beachbody coaching career is a great way to start. I can look back on some of my original videos that I did for my first coach trainings, and I actually need to go and delete some of them because I was terrible. But yeah, so YouTube is a great platform. If anyone has any questions, I can expand. But and I love blogging. Alyssa, I'm super excited about Alyssa's blog. Jen Embers on our team also has a blog that's amazing. And I'm looking into it, but that's been that's like the biggest venture to me. So kudos, hats off to you, Alyssa. Yeah, I think that's amazing too, because Alyssa is a brand new coach, and it just goes back into what you're ready for and what you can wrap your mind around.
So, hey, Jen.
Yes.
As a Beachbody coach, how does somebody go about building a YouTube channel? I mean, I know how to sign up and get all that, but what kind of content would you suggest? What do you want to put in there?
Well, Brian, depending on, again, who you're going after. For me, my original content was coach trainings. My original content was for new coaches, how to get Success Club, Emerald, things like that. However, like Heather the other day just did a fabulous What is Shakeology? So I recommend new coaches, because not a lot of us are venturing into training coaches. I recommend, if you're wanting to drive traffic and you want to build your relationships, like Tia mentioned, with your customers, start creating content that they ask questions about. Create a What is Shakeology video. You will use that video to the nth degree. And Heather just made a great Shakeology video that you all can see in day 2 of this. No,
Four.
Tomorrow is her What is Shakeology and what isn't it. It's also on my YouTube channel right now, because Heather didn't have a YouTube channel, and so the video was too long and she actually couldn't upload it. So there's another reason. So I would do
Jen, just to cut you off real quick, you also had told me, I said, why do I want a YouTube? And you had asked me if I made a video of my purpose and like why I do Beachbody. And that number one video right there is something that I say on a daily basis. So it's not that I would send everyone the link and say, okay, well, here, watch the video. But you could, well, I want to show my husband. I've already had a new coach say that, he has questions. And I sent him a couple links of your videos or Ellen's videos of explaining how to get your family involved in the business, things like that. Yes. So I love it for that, for sure.
Yeah. And again, like Heather could do a video on being a new mom, being a coach. Maybe you're trying to get new coaches, and instead of sending them the link from Platinum Presenters, what is Beachbody coaching, you can tell them what Beachbody coaching is from your perspective, because those are the coaches you're probably attracting, something that you have in common with. So I would also suggest making a video about what is the 21-day fix, whatever you're selling the most of, and whoever is attracted to you about, whatever your current most successful challenge pack is. The more that you can put out there, the better. It's a great question. Thank you, Brian. All right, you guys have been awesome. I can't tell you again. I'm going to stop recording. Thanks, Heather. I'm going to stop recording.